Hey guys, so this week on All Star Collab we are doing throwback tag. Let's get started. What year were you born in? I was born in 1998. Do you have any pictures of yourself when you were younger? If you do, show them. This was me with my like silly little ponytail thing that my mom loved doing to my hair and all cute and chubby and whatnot. This is me carelessly sitting on a toilet naked eating a banana. This is me carelessly standing in a toilet. This is me just chilling and my dad's foot at the bottom. This is me and my dad when I was like 3 years old in my old backyard. What TV shows did you grow up watching? That's So Raven, Lizzie McGuire, Ed, Edd n Eddy, Amanda Show, Rugrats, Drake and Josh, Goosebumps, Family Matters, Step by Step, Full House, Boy Meets World, all that, Recess, Scooby-Doo. I can't really think of anything else at the moment. What did you want to be when you grew up, and do you still want to be that? Ever since I was little, I've always wanted to do something with like acting or singing, just performing in general, and yes, I still want to do that. It's still like my passion. And something else my mom wanted me to include is when I was little, I never wanted to get married. No, I didn't say that. I said I never wanted a husband because I didn't want to move away. I never wanted to leave like my mom and dad. I always said I was never going to get married. If you have one, show a video of yourself when you were younger. Hey guys, this week is How To Week, and I'm going to be teaching you. What were your favorite toys to play with? I actually didn't really like toys. I was like not a toy kid. Toys weren't really my thing. I liked Sudoku or crossword puzzles and stuff like that. That was my fun thing. What's the most embarrassing thing that you can remember doing? I don't really get embarrassed. If you watch my Arizona Tea Challenge video, then you would know that already because I told that in that video. I don't really let things embarrass me, so I don't remember anything. But like, other than like losing your mom in the grocery store and panicking, I don't have any really embarrassing stories. Read something you wrote in kindergarten. Here's my journal from kindergarten, and on the back it says Faith's journal. So I'm gonna read the story from it. This is like the end of the year and we had to write what our favorite thing was. So I wrote, my favorite thing I did in kindergarten was getting a new teacher. Because my teacher got pregnant halfway through the year, so we got a new teacher.
We had to draw our room up here, and then we had to write what we had. And I wrote literally, I have a desk, I have a chair, Claire, I have a desk, I have a hair, I have a night, I have a bed.
A cat is puppy. I don't even know. I wrote a lot about cats. Firefighters are savage a cat. Saving, I think I meant. 3 songs you love to listen to as a child.
I want candy. I want candy.
She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead.
What was one funny thing you dressed up for Halloween as when you were younger? I dressed up as Where's Waldo. That was awesome. It was really fun. And everyone was like, what are you? I was like, tell a funny story of something you remember happening when you were young.
So one time I was with my really good friend, and we were at her house, or like apartment area, and we were going to take her dog on a walk, just like to go pee or whatever. And so we walk out, and like her apartment thing is right here, and then right over here is like a lake if you walk a little bit. And so we're walking her dog like casually, and then I was like, hey, can I hold the leash? And she was like, sure. I hold the leash, and then the dog sees a goose, like geese, like ducks and geese and stuff like that, by the lake. And so it starts running, and I get jerked, and then my hand goes into the like leash. It's one of like the plastic ones. My hand goes into the leash and is stuck and pulling like right there. So basically I was dragging and I couldn't get my hand out. The dog was running so fast and I was just dragging along and my knees were getting cut up, and my friend was like, let go, and I was like, I can't. And so I was just dragging along trying to, live. And then the dog finally stops and she catches up. My friend catches up to me and she's like getting my hand out, and I have like huge cuts on my knees and on like my arms, and there's like pine cones in my hair and in my shirt, and I am freaking out. And we turn around, she helps me up, we turn around, and there we see the dog, and the dog is eating one of the ducks, so we had to pry the duck out of the dog's mouth, and it was dramatic.
Are there any special things you kept from when you were a child? On my first birthday, my grandpa gave this to me, and I still have it after all these years. When I was little, my mom would call us down for dinner, call my brother and I down for dinner, we would go sit, right? And then I would get into the table, whatever, and start eating it, and then I'd be like, I'm hot. So I would just take off my shirt, like no nothing. This was like when I was like 4 or 5, and I would just take off my shirt and I would just eat dinner without a shirt on because I was hot and I just needed to breathe. So I just always took my shirt off. And something else is every time like you like push me into the table, and if it was touching me right here, I'd be like, too tight, and I'd be like freaking out, and I like push myself out, and I'd make such a big deal about just being too tight close to the table. And when I was little, my dad used to like play like lock me up like this, and then in a little ball or something like that, and he would squeeze me just because he knew it made me mad, and then I would tell people that he choked me because I thought that was choking, but it wasn't. So then yeah, it wasn't good. He wasn't actually choking me, he was just playing with me. But he wasn't even choking me, he was just squeezing me. What's the scariest thing you remember that happened to you when you were younger?
So one time I was in my friend's house, and her house was like this, and then it was like an open land, and in the back was such a huge backyard, and then it was woods behind it. So we were gonna go hang out in the woods, just kind of like explore a little bit, and we left like markers in some places so we could find our way back, and we did. Well, we left it at the entrance, which I don't understand what we thought that would help us, how leaving a light at the entrance would help us if we needed to get to the entrance. I don't even know. And so her dad was in their house playing video games when we left, and he said, be back in like 30 minutes tops. So we go in, and we're walking, and there's like trees everywhere, but it's more like twigs kind of, and the twigs all have like thorns everywhere. And, these thorns. Okay, we walk in for a little bit, and then we turn around because we're like, we're getting kind of like far in. So we turn around, and we walk straight, and we got lost. Like, we were in there for like 45 minutes walking around trying to figure out, and I was crying because I was wearing shorts and a tank top, and the girl was wearing long sleeve and jeans, and she was like, I'm scared of the thorns. And so I would like pick it up the tree for her and let her walk under, and we counted because I had like 200 cuts and she had like 90. Anyway, so we like were walking, and then I was like terrified, so I was like, Jesus, please help me find my way back home. I don't want to die in here. I need to think about my mommy. And yeah, I was really upset right then. Then I heard like a noise, and then I turned my head, and I saw like a white van pass through really far away. So I walked towards whatever way I had seen that, and then we got out of the... My sister's sneezing. We got out of the like forest thing, and we got back, and we were talking to her dad, and we were like, we were in the forest, we were lost, we were crying so hard when we got in, and he was like,
oh, I was just playing video games, I didn't even know.
How is the world now different from how it was like when you were a child? When you were little, I guess, in school it was more easier. Like, you just had more fun. Now it's like stress. Every time I walk into my algebra class, it's like stress. Stress is all I think about. I don't know, we're just always busier. It seems like there's never time to do anything like we used to when we were little. My sister always has friends over, like, during the weekend and stuff like that. And the stuff they come up with to do is, like, so... We like so many memories when I was little. Like, we don't even have imaginations like we used to when we were little.
Okay, well, that's it for my video this week, and I hope you liked it. Give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, comment, whatever that stuff means. Links in the description, and I'll see you next week. Bye!